Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to Healthy Habit Hub, your go-to channel for all things fitness, health, and habits that actually work. We all know that losing fat can feel like an uphill battle, and it's easy to get caught up in endless diets, workout plans, and fat-burning myths. But today, I've got some game-changing info for you. If you've been frustrated by slow progress, hitting plateaus, or just not knowing where to start, you're going to want to stick around, because we're going to dive into the #1 way to lose fat in 30 days. Yep, just 30 days. But before you start thinking this is some crazy crash diet or miracle supplement, let me tell you, it's all based on science and it's something everyone can do. We're cutting through the noise, simplifying the process, and by the end of this video, you'll have everything you need to start shedding that extra fat in a healthy, sustainable way. If you've been on the fence about how to kickstart your fat loss journey, or you're tired of conflicting advice from every corner of the internet, this is the video for you. So smash that like button and get ready to take some notes because we're diving deep into fat loss the right way. Let's talk about what works, why it works, and how you can make this strategy work for you in the next 30 days. Ready? Let's go. Common fat loss struggles. Let's get real for a second. How many of you have started a diet, worked out for a week or two, and then stepped on the scale only to be crushed by disappointment? Maybe the number hasn't moved at all, or worse, it's gone up. We've all been there, wondering if we're doing something wrong, or if fat loss is just harder for us than for everyone else. And then, there's that moment when you finally do lose a bit of weight, you get excited, maybe even celebrate with a cheat meal, and bam! It feels like all the progress just disappears overnight. Sound familiar? You're definitely not alone. The thing is, fat loss is hard, but it's not impossible. What makes it feel impossible sometimes is the sheer amount of misinformation out there. We've been led to believe that if you're not losing weight, you're not trying hard enough, or that the answer lies in the latest detox tea or extreme diet. But let me tell you, the problem isn't you, it's the strategy. The good news is that fat loss is a straightforward process, and when you understand the basic principles, it becomes a whole lot easier to achieve. Most of us have been trying to lose fat the wrong way. We've been overcomplicating things with fad diets, unrealistic exercise routines, and relying on willpower alone. But fat loss doesn't have to be a miserable experience. You don't have to cut out all your favorite foods, spend hours in the gym, or swear off carbs forever. So, if you've been struggling, if you're frustrated by a lack of progress, I'm here to tell you that there's a better way. Pause. Before we carry on, remember to smash that like and subscribe button. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subs by the end of the year, and I need your help to do so. Back to the video, breaking down the #1 strategy. Alright, enough about the struggles. Let's get to the good stuff. What's the best, most effective, science-backed way to lose fat in 30 days? Drumroll, please. It's a calorie deficit. Wait, don't click away. I know it sounds super basic, but hear me out because there's a lot more to it than just eating less. The calorie deficit is the foundation of every successful fat loss plan. It's the principle that when you consistently consume fewer calories than your body needs to maintain its current weight, your body taps into its fat stores for energy, and that's when fat loss happens. Now, you might be thinking, duh, everyone knows about calorie deficits. But here's the thing. Most people don't actually understand how to create a sustainable calorie deficit or how to do it in a way that's effective without feeling deprived. That's what makes this strategy so powerful. It's not about starving yourself or cutting out entire food groups. It's about making small, manageable adjustments to your eating habits and lifestyle that add up over time. Let's break it down step by step. First, you need to figure out how many calories your body burns in a day, also known as your total daily energy expenditure, TDEE. Your TDEE is the total amount of calories your body needs to function, everything from keeping your heart beating to digesting food to walking around. Once you know that number, you aim to eat 300 to 500 calories less per day. This small deficit is enough to kickstart fat loss without shocking your body or making you feel like you're on a crash diet. It's all about balance. Eating enough to fuel your workouts and daily activities while still creating that calorie deficit. And here's the kicker. You don't have to overhaul your entire diet to achieve a calorie deficit. You can still enjoy the foods you love. The key is portion control and making smarter choices. For example, swapping out sugary snacks for high-protein alternatives or reducing your portion sizes slightly can make a big difference. It's not about eating less food, it's about eating smarter. Step-by-step plan for a calorie deficit. Now that we know what a calorie deficit is and why it works, let's talk about how to actually implement it. Because it's one thing to know the science, but it's another thing entirely to put it into practice, right? I'm going to break it down into a simple 3-step plan that you can start using today. Step 1, calculate your TDEE. First things first, you need to know your numbers. Your TDEE is the total number of calories your body burns in a day. There are plenty of free TDEE calculators online where you can plug in your height, weight, age, and activity level to get an accurate estimate. Once you have your TDEE, subtract 300 to 500 calories from that number to create your daily calorie target. This small, manageable deficit is enough to promote steady fat loss without leaving you feeling drained or deprived. Step 2. Prioritize nutrient-dense foods. This is crucial. When you're eating in a calorie deficit, you want to make sure that every calorie counts. That means focusing on foods that are high in nutrients but relatively low in calories. Think lean proteins, vegetables, whole grains, and healthy fats. These foods will keep you full and satisfied while still allowing you to stay within your calorie target. Don't fall into the trap of eating processed, calorie-dense junk food just because it fits your calorie limit. It won't keep you full, and it's not going to help you reach your goals. Step 3. Move your body. Finally, let's talk about movement. You don't have to do crazy workouts to lose fat, but moving more will definitely help speed up the process. Even small amounts of physical activity like walking, gardening, or taking the stairs can add up. Of course, if you're into strength training or cardio, that's even better. The more active you are, the more calories you'll burn, which will make it easier to create that calorie deficit. But don't stress if you're not a gym person. Just focus on being more active throughout the day. Science-backed fat loss myths. Busted. Now, we've all heard some wild claims when it comes to fat loss. And if you've ever Googled how to lose fat, you've probably come across some pretty ridiculous advice. Let's clear up some of the most common fat loss myths because honestly, they're doing more harm than good. Myth number 1. Carbs make you fat. This is one of the most persistent myths out there, and it's totally false. Carbs do not make you fat. Eating more calories than your body needs makes you fat, whether those calories come from carbs, fats, or protein. In fact, carbohydrates are your body's primary source of energy, and cutting them out completely can leave you feeling tired, cranky, and more likely to binge later. The key is choosing the right kinds of carbs. Think whole grains, fruits, and veggies, rather than processed, sugary snacks. Myth number 2. You need to do hours of cardio to lose fat. While cardio is a great tool for burning calories, it's not the only way to lose fat. In fact, strength training is just as important, if not more so, because it helps you build muscle, which increases your metabolism and allows you to burn more calories even at rest. Plus, strength training helps you maintain muscle while you're in a calorie deficit, so you lose fat instead of muscle mass. Cardio has its place, but don't neglect those weights. Myth number 3. You have to cut out all your favorite foods. Nope, not true. As long as you're sticking to your calorie deficit, there's room for treats. It's all about moderation and balance. The occasional burger or slice of pizza isn't going to derail your progress. Just make sure you're not overdoing it. The secret to sustainable fat loss is finding a way to enjoy your favorite foods without going overboard. Overcoming common challenges. Even with the best strategy in place, there are always going to be challenges along the way. Life happens, and fat loss isn't always a straight path. But don't worry, I've got some tips to help you navigate the most common obstacles. One big challenge is cravings. You know the feeling. It's late at night, and suddenly all you can think about is ice cream, chips, or whatever your favorite indulgence is. The trick is not to fight the craving, but to manage it. Sometimes cravings are just your body's way of telling you that you need more nutrients. Try drinking water first. Thirst can often be mistaken for hunger. If you're still craving something, opt for a high-protein snack that will fill you up without ruining your calorie deficit. Another common issue is motivation. Fat loss takes time, and it's easy to lose steam after a couple of weeks. That's why it's so important to remind yourself why you started. Keep track of your progress, whether it's through photos, measurements, or how your clothes fit. And remember, fat loss isn't just about how you look, it's about how you feel. Staying consistent with your workouts and nutrition will improve your energy levels, mood, and overall health, which is worth so much more than a number on the scale. Call to action: your 30-day challenge. Now that you know the #1 way to lose fat in 30 days, it's time to put it into action. I challenge you to take the next 30 days and commit to this process. Calculate your TDEE, create that calorie deficit, focus on nutrient-dense foods, and get moving every day. You don't have to be perfect, just consistent. And here's the best part. By the end of these 30 days, you won't just see a difference on the scale. You'll feel stronger, more energized, and more in control of your health. This is about creating lasting, sustainable changes that go beyond just fat loss. So take the leap. Commit to yourself and your goals for the next month and see what you're capable of.